Welcome back everyone to the next video. Now in this video we are going to be focusing on connecting our back end to our front end and being able to render everything pretty much into our front end here using Axios, which is going to be awesome. So the first thing that we're going to do is, and I just noticed this quickly, I just like to have things a little consistent, especially when it comes to the front end. So the To-Do app, it has a different font, so we're just going to do that as well. So we're going to go to the H2 where it says to-do list, and then we're just going to add the class and then text and then 2XL, and it should perfect. Okay, and that was it, guys. Sorry about that. So what we're going to do now is install or import our Axios. So in order to do that, we are going to just come up here and then we're going to type in import. So it's going to be simply the same thing as we're doing here. In order to use these dependencies, we have to import them. But instead of using const express, require express, in React, it's going to be a little different here. We're going to do import and then Axios from Axios, just like that. Okay. And then we are also going to be using useState hook as well as useEffect. And useState basically is going to help us store our data that we can use it later on. And useEffect is going to help us connect to our API as well, or to our database. So just like this, you're just going to have a comma here and then curly brackets. And then you can write useState and useEffect, just like that. Okay, that's it in order to use them. So now what we're going to do is we are going to just make a few spaces here, and then we are going to make const. We can set up our useState, and then the first one is going to be tasks. So const open brackets and then tasks, comma set tasks. Okay. And then we're going to be equaling that to useState. And then open parentheses, and then in the parentheses, we are going to be using the brackets. And we're going to be using the brackets because our APIs are going to be inside, are going to be, it's going to be an array pretty much that we're going to be storing inside of our tasks. So all of our database, so as you can see in our API so far, we only have 2: cook rice and chicken for dinner and wash the car at 5 p.m. That's going to be showing up as an array, as you can see with the brackets. Remember how I said earlier in the earlier videos of getting? So it's going to be whatever is in the brackets we're going to be getting. So that's pretty much why we're using the brackets here, because it's in an array, okay, in the list. So the next thing we're going to be doing is const and then accomplish set accomplish. And I really wish I would have used accomplishment, but instead of accomplish, but because it sounds better. But we're gonna do with what we have here. Okay, so instead of the brackets, we are going to be using the quotations here. Okay, so now we're just gonna put that to the side here. So we have pretty much the useEffect ready to go. Now useState, now we're going to use the useEffect to just get connection to our API. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is useEffect, just like that, and it's going to be like a function, and then just inside we're going to do fetch tasks. Okay, and then we're just going to call it just like that. Okay. And basically what we're going to be using this for later on, whenever you type in your input field, let's say you want to run, type in run 2 miles. It's not going to show up right away because because the page has to be reloaded. So you have to end up pretty much typing it, and then in order to see it, you have to reload the page, and then it's going to show here. But in order to have it, you type it in, and in order to see automatically here, pretty much you have to refetch the data or the API. So that's what we're going to just use this fetch task. So right underneath it, you can type in const. We're going to define the fetch tasks, and that's why we're getting the error here. So const fetch tasks, equals, and then like a function here, a function. Okay, so now this is where we are going to have everything here. So pretty much we're going to type in Axios. Okay, and make sure you have the console as well here. That way we can look at everything later on. So you just right click and then inspect and console, and it'll show here. And once we're able to fetch our APIs, it'll show here, and you'll see in a second as well. Okay, so Axios, and then you can type in here get and then your whole path, but I just like to have things kind of like separate at times, so I'm just going to do it right underneath. So we're going to do get, and then you're going to get the path, which is pretty much going to be in Postman as well here. So you can go to task here, your Postman, and just copy this whole get here. Okay, and then just see if it's working, just to be on the safe side. Okay, perfect, it's working. So now you can just minimize Postman, thank you, and then just paste it right here. Okay, perfect. So the next step is we can just then get the info, the response. Okay, and then this is when we are going to be using our use state. Pretty much we're going to be firing off this function, and what we want whenever it's used, we just want to get the APIs from our path. Okay, and then just put it into this this variable here, basically, which is tasks. Okay, so but before that, what we're going to do is we're just going to do console.log just to make sure it's working, and then we're going to do res or response.data, and it should be here. Perfect. So let's just reload the page. Okay, awesome. So you see, we open it up here, and you can see both of them: cook rice and chicken for dinner, and wash the car at 5 p.m. So perfect. So as you can see, everything's working perfectly. Okay, so as you can see, at times you have them like coming like 6 at a time. In order to just stop that here, you can just go back to your use effect, and just after this this last curly bracket, just add brackets there, and you should be good to go. Okay, perfect. So we have that done, and we're ready to finish off here. So the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to get our form ready, okay, which is here. And what we're going to do here is we're going to pretty much use our fetching our data here, and that way we can input the value here, take the input value, and then pretty much send it as a post to our MongoDB. Okay, and that's what we're going to do in the next video. So see you there.